Welcome G. Let's start Kotlin tutorial. Today I am going to talk on scope functions. List of scope functions are provided by the Kotlin standard library. So we'll look some example and try to check the meaning and in which context and scenario we are going to use this function. What the kind of handy functionality these functions offer us. So if you talk about these scope functions, so these functions are Kotlin standard library contain the several functions. The main purpose of these scope functions is to execute a block of code within the context of an object. So the main purpose of all the scope functions, they offer a place where developer can execute set of code, block of code with the context of particular objects. Okay, let's say we have a one object, and with the context of this object, they want to perform. They have some attributes of this object, and these functions are able to offer the place where you can access these attributes or modify these attributes, and a set of code can execute it with the context of particular objects. To be clear, scope functions offer a place for a developer where developer can execute set of code, set of statement within the context of a particular object. Okay, so when you call such a function on an object, use the lambda expression to offer this kind of the place means the lambda expression. Through lambda expression, you can provide all and everything. And within the lambda expressions, it have a form of a kind of a temporary scope. Within the lambda expression, the particular object, the contexts are accessible. So in this scope, you can access the object without its name. Okay, so let's say this is the context. In this context, without using this object name, you can refer the attributes. So in the Kotlin standard library, they offer majorly five kind of your scope functions. Okay, so these are the five functions like let, run, with, apply, and also. These are the functions. So let us look example how we are writing code without the let scope function and what kind of benefits you are getting if we are going to use the this scope functions. So let's example. We have like any class. Okay, so here you notice they have one class, and generally we can create an object of that class, and you can print the object details, or you have a this class have a some method, then you can invoke this function, or you can invoke another functions, or again you can print. So this is the standard way we are generally writing the code. If you let us example, let's see, we have a the class like a person. Let's see, they have a name string. Let's see, age. Let's have age column, and let's see address. Like string. Okay, so okay, these are the let's class. So generally we write a class like your person object equal to your person and offer your person object like zone have a 35 year age and live in let's see Then if you generally print this person. So generally first we create the object, and after this object we can access your name, age, or some variable. Let's say they define some function. Let's say they have a function like change address, change age. So let's let age, and he say this is dot age equal to age. You can say another function like move address, address, address. This dot address equal to address. So these are the some functions. So you can use a person dot change age. That's 40, and after that you will try to fix check the person. So your address is changed. Might be you change the location. So you say your person object dot move address. Let's UK. So if you try it again, print return. So this way we are changing the location. So this is the normal way. Generally, we are writing code. So here, what we are doing, we are creating the first object. Now this is the object. In this object, we are printing the detail. We are invoking methods function one, again printing, again invoking the function. So these are operations you are applying on your person object, person object, person object, person object. So scope functions offer here, maybe I don't want to create this person object, don't want to create, but I want to perform set of, execute the set of line of code. So this is the way. Let's look now. Here, what say, like your person is the object, and now we are not creating any object, but instead we are invoking let. These are the let scope function, and here in this lambda expressions, you put the, this is the lambda expression. This is the lambda expression block, and here whatever the operation you want to do, you can do same here. So let us look like similarly you can say let's get another person, person Smith. Let's key I as 46. He let's key yes. Okay. Now here we have option. He say here let function. Let function offer a scope function. Here whatever you want to perform, you can do without creating an object. Here say let's print it. I want to print it. So this is the person object, can refer here using the it, and similarly you want to like change the your change. Let's keep 60. Let's again you print. Let's you change dot move. Let's print. So the same, let's run first and check the output. Like similarly, we are able to change the first age and then move to the address. Let's run the program. And here for the second object, this is the first object. Whatever you are pressing upon, similarly, first next object, you can perform the same things. First you change the address, then you change your location. So these kind of concise kind of code you can write. So this is the code you written as a normal. Generally, developer write this way. The similar kind of set of block you can execute using your scope function. So this is your let is the one scope function they offer to execute set of lines of code within the context of particular object. This is the object of person which you created. Okay, that object here referred as a using it. So it's clear. Let our scope function offer an alternative way to write the code. Instead of creating manually object and using the object references, you can do similar works you can achieve using the scope function. Okay, so let's discuss the list of scope functions which offer. So if we talk about this, we have given taken the example of let. So whenever you are using a let as a scope function on a particular object, so in the lambda expressions we have access those objects using the it. Okay, and this is a kind of extension function. So all these are extension function, and result would be the kind of lambda result. Whatever the lambda you are returning, that would be the result of this scope function. Similarly, another function as a run. In this case, you can access object using this operator. This is also one kind of extension function. Result same as lambda result. Similarly, we have a run called without any context. So run is kind of a scope function we can call without any context. This is a very special kind of thing, but they have a result look like a lambda expression. Another scope function like with. In this with the lambda expressions, you can access object using this operator. And similarly to more, one is apply. In apply, you can also need to access your current object using this. And also we have another scope function known as also. In this scope function, you can refer your current object using the it. So in short, all the scope functions within the lambda expression of that scope function, if you want to access the actual context object, either you can use it or you can use this. So only this is the, if you notice, first three lambda expression result would be your lambda result, but in the case of apply and also they have a result like your context object. The object is written itself. So let's look like what the distinction because of look like you, these scope functions are quite similar in the nature, and it's important to understand the differences between them. So there are two main differences between each scope function. Only one way, the first way to how you refer the context object, maybe using it or this, and what the value return. Some scope function return your lambda result and some return the actual context object. So these are the, you can say, broadly categorize all 5 scope functions are differences on the basis of 2 parameters. One is the how you refer the current context object, and the return value with your lambda result or your context object. So similarly, you can use the context of whatever you talk context object might be you are referring this or it. Inside the lambda of scope function, the context object is available by short references instead of call actual name. Okay, so instead of accessing actual name object, you can simply use this short references like it. So each scope functions use one of two way to access the actual context object. As a lambda receiver means this lambda receiver, or as a lambda argument, which is the it. So whenever you are using this, that means this is the lambda receiver, and whenever you are using it, that means this is the lambda argument. So both provide the same capability. Okay, you can do the same thing. Like okay, so here is a we have a example like one where str, let's we assign some value hello. Okay, and here str is the one object. Okay, and so here you can now str is the object, and here you have an option. You can use any scope function like run for your and in this block run as a definition you can access the context object using this. Okay, so here you can say any statement you want. Println this is run example. If you want to access the value, then you can use your dollar symbol and this refer your context or okay, here, and here whatever you want to perform action like let's you want to check the length dollar for this dot length, so you can access the length. Similarly you let's get str dot you or let's see another let and the similar way, but here in let offer key we can use the this is the let example, but here you can use not this but it. So these kind of different flavor you can say whenever you need you can use this your scope functions. And similarly if about talking which function you are going to use, basically this always use with the run or with or apply. Okay, so here we have a like a person, and in this person you have just apply, and in this apply you can access your directly your variable names. Okay, and you can move or change something directly. Okay, so this is kind of here directly you can access. Let's see another example. Let's we have a person, and here let's see I pass Mike 25. Let's see. Okay, and here you can offer your like apply function. In this lambda expression you can directly access let's say I want to print something, print, and let's here I paste your name, or here you can use you directly use you can age. So this directly you can access without your using the your this, and even you want to change something, let's say age equal to 67, and after you just print and you notice that the age is changed. So these apply function offer you can access internal state of an object look like this. And similarly, if you notice which the places we can use it, generally it used inside your let scope function and also inside your also function. Okay? And similarly, whatever any scope function you are writing, and you can use your it. Okay, so this is the way similar like this, and any kind of places you can use this like here, this is the they are generating random number, and random number you can also function, and here you want to just print something value here in the value, or you pass as a lambda expression, or you can use directly using the it. There are both options. Okay, and if you talk about that's the random random that's the dot next any next int, and here say that's 100, and here we have option you can also, here you can also, and here the lambda expression, the lambda expression have a input, let's get input, and here your function body like whatever you want to do here. Okay, value equal to $. So this is the way you can get your uh, random number. But the same way, if you want, you can just don't want to lambda input. I know okay, this is the return only one, so you can use it. But this is the way you can generate different random number. But we have both option. You can use lambda expression input and use their input, or directly use your it. So these are the kind of flavor you can say. So if you talk about the return type, we already discussed the apply, and also they return the actual context object, and your let with run, they return your lambda result, whatever inside your lambda you will return. If about talking the what means context object look like in these two functions they return a context object. So this is your context object, and here also whatever the number of statement you want to do, you want to do some print learn, or you want to apply something here. Actually, this is the list, and list have a offer add method. You can access your list method, and you can also apply another scope function, another sorting, and other whatever the function available on that object you can access. So these are kind of very shorthand to execute a set of code, set of line on a particular object. Similarly, let's key you have a like a list of number, and you want to add two more function, or you want to count some whatever the function you can directly use. Let's keep here. Let's keep we have nums. Let's keep mutable list of, let's give we have a string, let's give 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, and now let us want to check println nums. Okay, they have a 3 value, and some want to add more, so we have options. You can, or similarly you can use this number object and use whatever the function, let's see about like the run, and then you can here you have options. You can use list of add function, you can use add function, whatever element you want to add like 4, and if you after that let's go to print, let's see this. So in this way you are getting first your these value 1 2 3, now 1 2 3 4. So whatever the function you want to use, and you can test here. You can not only use the add function, you can also use the count, you can apply some filter, whatever the filter you want, support. So in short, you can say just summarize the point what we discussed. Uh, Executing lambda and non-null, generally we have to use let, and introducing expression as a variable local scope, you can generally use it, or any object configuration apply an object configuration, and also with some computing result, then we have to run, and sometime running statement where expression is required as a non-extension, then you can use it, and sometime additional effect like you want to modify the state, we generally use also, and generally also use the with function in the scenario where you are grouping the function call of an object. So these are the kind of a brief summary where you can choose these scope function to fill to write the same code in the short and concise and more readable way. So hope it's will you are able to get the point. What are the scope function and what the meaning, why we are using, and there we have also demonstrated example. The same whatever you are doing, you can also achieve in a normal way, but Kotlin offer you write code more concise and elegant way. This is the way some scope function, some extension function, Kotlin as a standard library offer as a to developer, so that developer can write code more concise, smoothly, and more readable. Hope you uh, get this point, and whenever you are writing code, you want to execute some set of lines of code on particular object, you try this scope function. Whenever you are multiple time try to use this scope function, you feel more comfortable while using this, and until you are not using this scope function, right, you think it's why need, I can do on a manual way, you are not getting any benefit. And let's you are trying to use multiple times, then you feel writing a code more concise and simplest way. These functions help us to write this kind of a standard code. Again, here I love to say thank you for watching this video.